Thank you, Madam Vice President, for the trust you put in me, but maybe more so, thank you for bringing back the joy.
Is he wrong? Is he right? He sees the whimsy.
For 24 years, I proudly wore the uniform of this nation.
And then dipped right before the Iraq War. Smart guy.
For nearly 20 years, I had the privilege of teaching high school social studies and coaching football. Including winning that state championship. Thank you. Don't ever close the yearbook. Don't ever. But it was my students. They encouraged me to run for office. They saw in me what I was hoping to instill in them, a commitment of common good, a belief that one person can make a difference. So in 2006, I took a leap and I ran for Congress. Well, my neighbors graced me with an opportunity to represent them in the United States House of Representatives. I'm proud of the work we did there together. I worked across the aisle on veterans issues, on agriculture, and on ways to grow rural economies. I learned the art of compromise without compromising my values.
He's a super soldier. They've kept in a vat this entire. It's insane.
Now, as governor of the great state of Minnesota, I bring those experiences to bear in tackling the challenges that are facing our great state. Minnesota's strength comes from our values, our commitment to working together, to seeing past our differences, to always being willing to lend a helping hand. Those are the same values I learned on the family farm and tried to instill in my students.
Even his accent, I feel, is like exceptionally electable. Can you call him a coastal elite? Like, basically all Democrats to an extent. There's going to be like a Democratic bias towards the coast because larger cities, so on and so forth, urban versus rural, blah, blah. Like, you can't do it with him, man. His accent is as middle America as you're going to get. Like, it's perfect. He's the only American. The rest of us are pale copies.
I took it to Congress and to the state capitol, and now Vice President Harris and I are running to take those very values to the White House.
Yeah, every time the presumptive Democratic nominee drops out, we ratchet up the progressivism. So Biden drops out, Kamala's like, okay, Kamala drops out, Tim Walz presidency. He picks Bernie Sanders VP. Folks, you're never going to believe it. The electoral votes in the bag. You wouldn't believe it. More votes than we have citizens, no fraud. How does he do it?
Now, Donald Trump sees the world a little differently than us. First of all, he doesn't know the first thing about service. He doesn't have time for it because he's too busy serving himself. Again and again and again, Trump weakens our economy to strengthen his own hand. He mocks our laws. He sows chaos and division. And that's to say nothing of his record as president. He froze in the face of the COVID crisis. He drove our economy into the ground. And make no mistake, violent crime was up under Donald Trump. That's not even counting the crimes he committed.
It's never been this bad. Are we not the party of law and order? We have a vet and a DA.
You know, some of us are, some of us in here are old enough to remember. I see you down there. I see those old white guys. Some of us are old enough to remember when it was Republicans who were
They
talking
finally
about
found him,
freedom.
the perfect cracker.
It turns out now what they meant was the government should be free to invade your doctor's office. In Minnesota, we respect our neighbors and their personal choices that they make.
Look at Kamala back
Even if we wouldn't
there.
make the same choice for ourselves, there's a golden rule. Mind your own damn business.
Look at Kamala back there thinking, wow, this worked out. Like, wow, all right, I'm happy this worked out pretty good. Go, white boy, go. Philly right now. This needs to be Atlanta right now, okay? This needs to be Atlanta right now. And I think it is.
By the way, as you heard, I was one of the best shots in Congress, but in Minnesota, we believe in the Second Amendment, but we also believe in common sense gun violence laws.
This is the most effectively you could make this is the best possible way of
Vice
fronting
President
this.
Harris' idea of freedom is a ticket for education to be that ticket to the middle class, not crippling debt. Air that's clean, water that's pure, communities that are safe. What direction will this country go in? He's not going back. Well, Donald Trump would damn sure take us backwards. Let's be clear about that.
He can improvise. He's not a slave to the
To
teleprompter.
rig the economy to help the super rich. His running mate shares his dangerous and backward agenda for this country.
They not like us.
J.D. Vance literally wrote the foreword for the architect of the Project 2025 agenda.
That is true.
Like all regular people I grew up with in the heartland, J.D. studied at Yale, had his career funded by Silicon Valley billionaires, and then wrote a bestseller trashing that community. Come on! That's not what middle America is.
Jesus.
And I gotta tell you, I can't wait to debate the guy.
Say the line.
That is, if he's willing to get off the couch and show up. So,
Incredible.
you see what I did there?
Never in my wildest dreams did I think we could. Again, the karmic wheel has spun and delivered us favorably. We are in a land of milk and honey and fair seasons. Winter will be gentle this year. Oh, by the way, wait, let me
Pointing out.
one more time with that. By the way, look at Kamala's face when. Look at them. Come on, it's okay to be happy once in a while. We're allowed to be. I mean, you can see she's trying not to like guffaw.
So, that is, if he's willing to get off the couch and show up. So, you see what I did there?
They can't defeat joy.
These guys are creepy and, yes, just weird as hell. That's what you see. That's what you see.
It's true. It's the only argument you need.
And every day in the White House, I'll have Vice President Harris's back. Every single day.
After this banger, he has to remind people he's not being president.
Yours. This leader, this compassionate, careful, joyous leader believes in each and every one of you. My God, you came here tonight to sit at the very top because you love this country and you're not going back.
That's true, Benjamin. I actually agree. I think we can all agree he overshadows her when he's speaking 100%, which is very unusual. Usually a VP is instructed to be kind of, you know, to take a step back. Like, you know, you can look at, I mean, that did not happen in large part with John McCain and Sarah Palin, and that was disastrous. That was like a career-defining mistake. Sarah Palin was too loud and too obnoxious. The fact that she's allowing for and seems happy with Tim Walz being this loud is, there aren't many historical examples of vice presidents being that influential in a presidency. For the most part, they kind of sit there and look pretty. I'm really hoping this guy, you know, I'm hoping they hand him the controller a little bit.
When we fight, we win. Thank you, Philadelphia. Thank you, Vice President. God bless America.
Absolutely crazy. I think I can fairly and confidently say, and I hope no one disagrees with me, this went as well as it possibly could have. I get like every piece has been assembled. This is as strong of a shot as we're getting this election cycle. You know, it's not a guarantee. Nothing's a guarantee. But man, like we've been given the best possible shot.